Hello, everyone, and thank you for stopping by Miss B's Corner. Glad that you could stop by today. I have a few interesting things to go over with you today, and I just kicked the table. Sorry. Sometimes I just leave my little bloopers in there just so that you know I'm human. Um, so if you're still watching, which most of you are, please hit the like and subscribe button for me and share the video if you think that the information that I'm providing would help other people that you know in your life. Because I will be giving some interesting information about Social Security. So I know that there's a lot of clickbait out there, especially when it comes to the new telephone services, the information with the telephone services, as well as the information with the older adults that are in. They're saying who all is in these Social Security databases and why all these old people are getting checks. And I'm going to read you two press releases that concern both the telephone services and the agent population that is in the database. So, and these are coming directly from Social Security Administration, not from another person who's taken it and twisted it. So I'm going to read the actual press release to you so that you know that it's not my opinion, it's actually what was written. So the first one is titled Correcting the Record About Social Security, Direct Deposit, and Telephone Services. Recent reports in the media that Social Security plans to eliminate telephone services are inaccurate. The SSA is increasing its protection for America's seniors and other beneficiaries by eliminating the risk of fraud associated with changing bank account information by telephone. So, of course, you're also going to see me reading because, as I said, I'm reading, so I'm not going to be looking directly at the camera. So just bear with me while I'm doing the reading, and I'll kind of come back and talk to you. SSA continuously investigates and analyzes potential threats and strengthen and secure our programs and protect people who receive benefits. Approximately 40% of Social Security direct deposit fraud is associated with someone calling Social Security to change direct deposit bank information. And Social Security's current protocol of simply asking identifying questions by telephone is no longer enough to prevent fraud. And remember, in my last video, we talked about the scams, that are out there, and that, scammers want to get your information. They're trying to get your bank account information, your Social Security numbers and all that by posing as if they are calling from, or they send messages or emails from the Social Security Department. And if they could get your information, this is why they're calling on the phone to change it, because the one thing about it, they want to try to get it as quick as possible, get it done as quick as possible, and not leave too many footprints. So that's why the telephone is probably the quickest and easiest way for them to change that banking information. If someone needs to change their bank account information on your Social Security record, they will either need to use the two-factor authentication with Social Security's My Social Security website service, or visit a local Social Security office to prove their identity. I understand that A lot of Social Security offices, local offices have closed, so that may not be a viable solution for some people. But in order to, you could also use the website to identify who you are, and I'm not sure what type of information they will ask for you. The two-factor authentication is more or less, they will, once you log in, they also send you a code that you have to be able to go ahead and click the link from the code or enter the code into the website within the specified amount of time, or you can't get in. So that's a way they're trying to protect you. And I say you enter or click a link or something, because everyone's two-factor authentication is a little bit different on different websites. And if you don't, as I say every time in every interview, almost every video, if you do not have a my Social Security account, please go in and get one. SSA.gov. Please get one, because that's how you're going to be able to do most of your business. And to complete the press release is like these methods align with most major banks, which is true, because different banks, like I said, different places do it a little differently, and each one of my banks has a different way that you authenticate. And all other Social Security telephone services remain unchanged. So remember, all other Social Security services remain unchanged. The only change is to be able to change your direct deposit information. That's it. So just know that if you you'll have to have someone to help you if you need someone to help you. If you're watching this, usually you kind of are a little bit tech savvy, so you could probably get through the process. But if you do have, friends or neighbors who aren't as tech savvy, it is your job to go ahead on and help them to get through this, because this is where we're going nowadays. So, I mean, it's really our jobs. I say your jobs, but it's really our jobs to help them get through, because I have my mother. She's not very tech savvy. We've taught her how to do some things, but there's still, with her phone, but there's still a lot of things that she doesn't know how to do. So when it needs to happen, she's over with her phone with me or one of my daughters, and we're helping her through the process and, teaching her how to do it. So we've taught her how to do a lot, but just please help your relatives and your friends and your neighbors. Help them to be able to get through this. Okay, and the second thing I wanted to read was about addressing the Social Security aged records. This is the press release that came from the Social Security Administration on March 5th. The Social Security Administration today shared its significant progress in identifying and correcting beneficiary records of people 100 years or older. The data reported in the media represents people who do not have a date of death associated with their record. While these people may not be receiving benefits, it is important for the agency to maintain accurate and complete information. Thank you, President Trump, for highlighting these inconsistencies during his speech. The Social Security Acting Commissioner of Social Security stated, "We are steadfast in our commitment to root out fraud, waste, and abuse in our programs and actively correcting the inconsistencies with missing dates of death." And one of the people that I normally quote on my videos is Dr. Ed Weir, who once worked for the Social Security Administration, and he's been explaining this issue over and over again on his channel about the people missing dates of death. Not that it was, and those people, with the database that shows the people with the missing date of death are not the people who are on the active recipients list of active people who are receiving checks. So, and I think I've gone over that before, but just again, this is what the Social Security Administration is doing and saying. So although some of your elected officials are out there saying something a little bit different, this is actually what's going on. And then we'll continue as to how what their plan is going forward to kind of correct this. But what they're doing is what they've already always done. It's not a new process. The agency follows long-established program integrity initiatives that identifies people who have a higher likelihood of being deceased due to their age or incomplete death reports. For example, Social Security Administration receives data from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services of individuals who have not used Medicare Part A or Part B for 3 or more years. SSA uses that data as an indicator to select and prioritize cases of individuals age 90 or older who are currently in pay status and living in the United States to determine continued eligibility for Social Security benefits. So that was a mouthful, but basically what they're saying, they get the report from Medicare, Medicaid of people who haven't used the services in at least 3 years. They prioritize people 90 or older that may be on that list, and they start attempting to basically determine if they're still eligible to receive benefits. And also, those people are in pay status. So there's a pay status and a non-pay status. The agency attempts to conduct an interview with these individuals to verify they are still alive. If the agency identifies someone is deceased, it immediately stops payment and reports any suspicions of fraud to the SSA, Office of the Inspector General. This has been the process all along. It hasn't changed it. They're just spelling it out now for the news media because of all of the misinformation that's going about. They haven't changed it anything. And Dr. Ed explained all this months ago at the very beginning when they first started saying that all these people were over 100 and in the database and being paid checks, and they're not really being paid checks. Also, I was able to look up a lot of statistics on some of the people who are getting checks, actually. And looking at it, only 9% of the payees of Social Security are 85 and older. So that's only 9% of them out of, several million. I think 5.8 million, only 9% are over 85 and older. So you already know that 100 and something, although they're blowing it out of proportion, that's not a large number of people. The most of the people that are receiving benefits are in that 65 to 74 range, which is about right. So, and also the other thing I wanted to go over is looking at Dr. Weir's video, one of his videos today. One of the persons in the comments posted that maybe being that we're seniors and we're real good with the pen, we like to write. We're the people who the lost script is not lost on us. Penmanship wasn't lost on us. We had to learn penmanship and how to write, and how to write in cursive and everything. She suggested that we send out postcards to our senators, our congressmen, and to the White House, which is probably a good idea. Let them get, even though they're getting telephone calls, we can also send out postcards to them and letting them know that we don't appreciate a lot of the things that are going on currently with Social Security, and remind them that we are their largest and most reliable voting bloc. So if we don't like the way things are going, we have the ability to change it, because we're going to go out and vote. Your younger people, you got to do flips to get them to come out and vote. But for a senior citizen, we're going to vote regardless. But now we don't have to vote along party lines anymore. We can vote for who best serves our interest. And we need them to make sure that they understand what our interests are, because I think a lot of Congress people, elected officials, they think that the Republicans are not unhappy with what's going on. And I think there are a lot more that are unhappy, and you need to express it. So like I say, always share this information with other people who may be able to benefit from it. The post office stamp, I did look, the post office stamp. The postcard stamp is 56 cents nowadays. So I was surprised. I didn't know a regular stamp was 73 cents. That surprised me when I looked it up. I was like, oh, okay. But just go ahead, get your postal cards, get your, and I think you can buy a stamped postcard already. So you don't even have to buy special stamps. You could just buy the postcard and it comes with the stamp. Get those and fill them out and send them out. We can do a postcard drive. And, just share the information with everyone that you know. And if they can't call or they can't use a computer, they can definitely write a postcard. So, well, if you're still here at the end, thank you for stopping by once again. I appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, and have a great day.
If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. This the anthem. If you get up and get it, put your hands up. This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah.